On this episode, we have Erica King with us.
Definitely the power of partnerships is huge in our professionalism. We can't do what we do alone for our clients. And so really strengthening that partnership, it just helps with that creating success.
This is a special issue focusing on the Missouri Rehab Association Conference. Currently, Erica is the president of the organization, and she also is a 10-year employee of Missouri Vocational Rehabilitation.
Well, welcome everyone to another episode of Mentor Moments. Today, we are welcomed by Erica King. Erica, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Brayton. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we would love just to kind of get a little idea of kind of where you're at in life. Where do you work? Where have you been? What are you doing now? Love to get to know you a little bit.
Great. Well, currently I found myself serving, as the MRA state president. Got kind of roped in a couple of years ago when I was a local chapter president, and just enjoyed the partnerships and all the great connections that's been made. And so stuck around on the state board and now serving as president. And then we've got Dr. Keener as president-elect, which he's been wonderful to work with. I am with the Vocational Rehabilitation Agency for the state. Been with them for about 10 years in the Springfield area. So been in the rehabilitation field now for about a decade, which feels pretty good. Still loving it and still going strong.
I can just say, Brayton, she's an awesome president, right? She is taking MRA to new heights. We have this great conference, so we're excited to share it with our listeners.
Yeah, I'm sure it's big, large shoes to fill, I'm sure. So let's get started a little bit chatting about the conference. Speaking as someone who's never been, what do we need to know about it? Dr. Keener, Erica, feel free to give us an idea.
Well, sure. This is an annual conference that the state organization, the State Missouri Rehab Association, puts on. I guess as long as I've been in Missouri, so 19 years, I've known they've always had the conference every year. So, Eric, I don't know if we have how long conference has been going on, but it's at least that long. And again, as far as I've known, it's always been at the Lake of the Ozarks. We will have it at Margaritaville, formerly Tantera, June 5th through 7th. What else do they need to know, Erica?
So it's coming up, just shy of 3 months away. Well, actually less than 3 months away. So getting to the crunch time, but yeah, annual event. I don't have the exact number either, but I know we have, history of being an organization for over 50 years. So definitely been around for a long time. And it is a very popular state training that is attended. I think last year we had about 200 people. And we always have a good time out there with, the educational side as well as the recreational side.
Yeah. So one of the things that we did this semester here, I'm thinking school zone here. One of the things we did this year was survey our past attendees a number of times and to say, okay, what did you like? So end of conference surveys, and then, hey, we're planning going forward. What do you want? What do you need? And I think, again, we, as Eric alluded to, we have a nice mix of we'll have at least 30 breakout sessions to choose from. We'll have a couple of large group sessions that we're all together. What we really try to focus on is networking. So we have a great bunch of exhibitors that come every year. So we really try to highlight each one, give them some individual time to talk about their program. We have some great sponsors that sponsor sort of some meals and that, again, get more time to sort of interact with people informally. And then Eric also alluded to some entertainment. So we have a country singer coming down for the second night, Ethan Carl. So we Google him, right? He is up and coming. A little shout out because he's from Maryville, so I know him. He was on our wrestling team. He was an All-American, and you will be able to say you saw him win, right, by coming to the conference. So we also have a silent auction. Again, so we're really trying to do a lot to engage early career professionals, mid-career, and experienced professionals. So we really do think there's a little bit of everything for everyone.
Yes, well said. I think our goal is that everybody that comes can, take home something, new partnerships, new relationships, or strengthen old ones from the event. And yeah, this year it was looking like some live music that we're excited about. I think last year we had the video DJ that did some disco music from the 70s. So changing it up a bit this year with going with some country music. But it should be a good time.
Oh my, yeah, no, I'm doing a little bit of research right now.
Everybody needs a win. That's
I was just looking at it. Yeah,
there you go. Right. But one of the things, again, that we really heard loud and clear was networking. And so I think what's different than last year is we're really trying to do some intentional networking. Networking again with the exhibitors and with the attendees. So I think that's something that attendees who have come multiple years would notice that it's something that's different.
A couple other things that come to mind is this year we are in the process of trying to have professional headshots available for our attendees as well. And so that is a goal that we're working with a photographer on to offer our attendees. And Mike has really stepped up with the kind of PR swag lead. And so we've got some good take homes that are on their way in to provide the attendees to show our appreciation and just kind of get the name out there.
You'll get at least 3 pieces of swag from MRA, not to mention whatever you get from all the exhibitors. So again, come with open hands, multiple bags, t-shirts, sweatshirts, photo ops, learnings, CRC, CEUs. So Clayton promised that he's submitting a proposal. So he's excited to be coming and presenting.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
excellent. We'd love that.
So if I were to look up, the conference, one of the first things that I read is the title. And that title says, the power of partnerships. I would love to hear a little bit more about that title, where that direction is leading.
Sure. Again, as you stated, Brayton, the first part of our theme or the title of the conference, the power of partnerships, really speaks to we're all in this together, whether we're partnering with our consumer or our clients, whether we're partnering with other agencies or people sort of outside the rehabilitation field, that we know we're better when we're doing things together, collaborating, partnering. So that's that first part of our title/theme.
Yes, and I think we kind of fine-toothed it with the group that we were at. Definitely the power of partnerships is huge in our professionalism. We can't do what we do alone for our clients. And so really strengthening that partnership, it just helps with that creating success. And we're in a ever-changing world. And so there's always new opportunities. And this will give us a chance to learn, what other people across the state have found successful, and new pilot programs that are going on to help individuals with disabilities.
And Erica just really let us know that the second half of our title. So it's the power of partnerships, creating success and new opportunities. So again, out of those partnerships comes creating success. We want to be innovative. We want to learn about new opportunities. So, and again, I guess our theme with the planning committee as well was, we just didn't come up with this title, that we sort of brainstormed a half a dozen ones, and then we gave it to the MRA membership, people who came before, and we allowed them to pick our theme. And something, again, that we did differently is then we came up with a conference acronym, and the conference is POWER. So if you see some of our social media, that's the POWER conference, so a little play on like the, NCAA POWER conference here. But so again, power to us, the P means purpose. We need to have a, kind of meaning in our life, a purpose. So there's the P, work or employment provides opportunity. Again, as most of our listeners know, so much about rehabilitation counseling is about work and finding meaningful employment. Coming to a conference, we want to be energized. So the E in power is to be energized. And then kind of going back to that partnership theme, the R in power is relationship. So how are we building our professional relationship? So we'll see how this acronym comes out. We just thought it would be, again, another way to connect people to our conference.
Yeah. And I appreciate that they're not just buzzwords, there's meaning behind them. I know that you guys have mentioned, some small breakout groups, different sessions. What kind of topics, themes can participants expect from those?
Yeah, so for the first time this year, we put out a call for proposals and presentations. Again, we hope to have at least 30, and we have some tracks. So we have pre-employment / transition track, professional development, mental health, job development, and leadership, which is a new this year, a new track. And again, that came from our membership. They voted that leadership would be the new track this year.
And I think that will be a great one. It gives people the opportunity to maybe hear from more seasoned professionals about leadership and just work on your individual piece, including kind of that work-life balance of keeping a positive and refreshed attitude towards our jobs.
And I know, at the time of this recording, our call for proposals are still open, but we do have people that will be presenting on assistive technology, reentry, mental health combined with employment, working with transition age youth, some mentoring. So again, I think we have a variety of topics within each of the tracks as well.
And so continuing on, the content of the conference, mention some speakers. Do we feel comfortable kind of giving away a little bit of what to expect from our speakers?
Sure, I can introduce our keynote speaker, and then Eric can talk about our closing keynote speaker. So we're pretty excited to bring Robert Franklin II to Maryville. He is a leader in diversity, equity, and inclusion. So he'll be, again, leading our keynote in that. And he has agreed to also stay at the conference to do a breakout session, and he's going to do that on implicit bias. So again, we're pretty excited for that. He has experience working with vocational rehabilitation for those in the field and knowing Project Search. He's experienced with that. So again, helping people with disabilities find meaningful, lasting, important employment. He's pretty engaging. He was recommended to us by Beth Dauber. Again, when we met with him, we just sort of said, yep, he's the one. So we're pretty excited to have him kick off our conference.
Very good. Yeah, and I'll talk a little bit about our closing keynote. Andrew Simmons, he's local here in the state of Missouri and just has the most powerful, inspirational message that I think everybody that attends can learn something from. Andrew is nonverbal with autism, as well as a movement disorder. So all of his communication and voice is going to be done through alternative methods. So we're very interested to kind of see this presentation. He shared with us some of his past presentations, and we've met with him a couple of times and are just really excited to have him come out and close out the conference, giving everybody something to take away from. For those of us who maybe haven't had that opportunity to work or believe in somebody with complete nonverbal abilities, it's going to really be an eye-opener to show what they're capable of.
And Andrew was also recommended by one of our board members, local board members, Kathleen McCoy, as well. So again, we're getting some firsthand recommendations for our keynote speakers.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing those messages and learning more from those speakers. Anything else? Why should someone go to this conference?
Well, you don't want to be the one not going, right?
Right.
Let's just flip the script a little bit, right?
What
Well,
comes to
again, I
mind to
think this
me-
conference has a little bit of everything. We tried to be intentional in giving multiple opportunities to learn, to engage, to relax. Again, it's a family-friendly, resort. So again, if you want to come down with your family and you can do the training and then the family can, sit by the beach, go to the pool, ride horses, putt, water slides. There's some great restaurants around the area as well, shopping. So again, from that relaxing entertainment perspective, the conference is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So maybe you come down the weekend before, and then stay for the conference. And again, I always, being a professor and knowing so many of our graduates come to the conference, to me, it's like an alumni association built in. I get to come back and reconnect with past students and now colleagues. So those two, I would say, are important for me.
Yeah, and what comes to mind for me is, it's hard to pour into our clients if we're kind of empty. And it gives us a chance to kind of rejuvenate, be with like-minded people in the like-minded profession, and really focus on bettering ourselves as well as our services that we provide. Kind of the old sharpening your tools and your tool belt. But it's a great opportunity to focus on, growing both professionally and networking. Also having fun. It's definitely beautiful out there. I may be a kind of a different person after 5 p.m. because then you kind of get to put on your, comfy clothes or dress up if you want to, and enjoy the scenery and the all the fun stuff that the resort has to offer.
So once our listeners hear this podcast, they're going to want to know more. Where would you recommend our listeners head to?
Well, we'll put a link to all things conference in the description of this episode. But if you want to just go to any search engine and type in Missouri Rehab Association, our website will come up. And again, there's lots of links on learning more about the conference and registering if you want to be a sponsor, an exhibitor, or an attendee. So
yes, and if you're interested in presenting a session, a breakout session, reach out to Mike directly. He's kind of helping channel all those, and then I am taking requests and seeking out any exhibitors and sponsors that are interested in having their agency represented out at the conference.
Perfect. Yeah, well, we'll be sure to list those resources and those links down in the description of this episode. Dr. Keener, Erica, we really appreciate taking the time to chat about the conference.
Awesome. Thank you. Be there, be seen.
We want to thank you guys again for listening to another episode of Mentor Moments, and we want to take this time to listen to you guys, our audience. If there's anybody specific or anyone in a general field of study that you would love for us to interview, feel free to give us an email. We'll put our contact information in the description of this episode.
We couldn't be more happy about the amount of listens and plays and interaction that we've gotten from season 1 and season 2. Brayden and I are continually trying to be innovative, create new episodes, new features in the episodes. So please, as Brayden said, let us know your thoughts. We want to meet your needs and continue to grow Mentor Moments.